Okay, well, good Thursday afternoon, New York Jet fans and NFL fans. It is October 10th, 2024, 12:05 p.m., and you are watching The Takeoff. My name is Alex, and wow, multiple videos this week, what's going on in Jetland. So, bring you up to speed right now, as of this morning, interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich said that Todd Dowling will take over the play calling on offense. Did not call it a demotion to Nate Hackett. Did not say he was being let go, but Todd Dowling will be calling the plays. I don't know if Hackett's going to be putting together the game plan. I really don't know what that's going on with that, but obviously a lot of shakeup going there. The last we left off, what was it, 2 days ago, Tuesday, Coach Saleh was fired. He did release a statement thanking the New York Jet organization, thanking his players, thanking his staff, thanking the owners, and thanking his players, along with thanking the fans. Like I've said in the past, I do like him as a person. I just don't think he could pull it off right now as a head coach, especially in New York. If he went to a smaller market that maybe had some success in the past, definitely. I think he could learn and ease into the job. But coming here, when there was at that point, a 9-year drought from the playoffs, coming off 2 years with Adam Gase, and then not having Sam Darnold, and then drafting Zach Wilson in the first round, it just never worked out. And of course, the Aaron Rodgers injury last year and the 2-3 start this year. So I wish Robert Saleh all the best. I hope he does find a job and he's successful against every team except for us. So, the rumors, the thoughts on social media, on the radio is Aaron Rodgers got Robert Saleh fired. Do I believe that? To a certain degree. So basically, this news, first of all, was out of left field. You could see the expressions and the reactions of all the newscasters, radio commentators. The beat writers were just taken away with this. Nobody expected this. So this was not something I believe that was a long and thought out plan. I think, or I should say, something that wasn't discussed within the organization. I think this is a Woody Johnson decision. I do give him credit. This shows that he does feel that this team could do good things this year, and there's still a lot of season left. As far as Hackett, maybe he should have been on the block as well. But right now, Hackett and Rodgers is a package deal for now. I'm not sure how much Rodgers will continue to do that if there's no more, if the success is not there. So, and again, I'm going to run through this quickly. I'm getting my steps in. I'm actually on my lunch break, working from home today. So basically, everybody has back in their mind why he was let go. He didn't get it wrong with Saleh, and Rodgers. There is so much to this story. Okay, so, you've heard about the mandatory minicamp and Rodgers didn't show up. Was that a blatant disregard to Saleh's authority, or was that, hey, I already have this trip planned, give me my discipline, give me my fine, I'll live with it, I'll catch up, I'm still rehabbing a little bit? Or was it, hey, I do things my way? Probably a majority of people say, no, Rodgers does things his way. But that's neither here nor there. That was, in this instance, probably ancient history. That was back in April or May. So, on Tuesday, Craig Carton, I believe it was Tuesday after this, or maybe Wednesday morning, Craig Carton came out and said he spoke to people in the Jet organization, and he found out exactly what happened, or close to exactly what happened. Basically, there was a coaches meeting on the airplane coming back from London. You could see that they felt they should have won that game. 1 or 2 connections here or there, and they win that game. That pick six is the difference. But again, is it the play calling? Is it the execution? Is it everything? Is it the coaching? Whatever. So they come up with a plan where they're not going to fire Nathaniel Hackett. They're going to excuse him or release him from his play calling duties, and and bring up Todd Dowling to be calling the plays. They land in New York, New Jersey, wherever they land. Monday, it's business as usual. The players get their lift in, coaches watch the film. I believe at that point they let Woody Johnson know. Okay, now this is all coming from Craig Carton, so I'm kind of paraphrasing. So this is either Monday or late Monday. Next day, Woody comes in. Robert Saleh is going to the office, just as he would every day. He's asked to go upstairs, and then he is released of his duties. There was reports that he was escorted out by security. There were reports that he wasn't escorted out by security. I do know that the only thing that's accurate from that is he did not say goodbye to his players or staff. Reading into it, and a little bit more from Craig Carton, was Woody Johnson did say he spoke to Aaron Rodgers Monday night, but he did not bring up the status of Robert Saleh. Should he be fired or not be fired? What I think happened, and this is what I'm thinking happened, okay? He tells Rodgers, listen, coaching staff is not happy with Hackett. We're not going to fire him. We know you brought him in here. We know you two have a history with each other. We know you two have been successful with each other. So we're going to keep him here for consistency purposes, to work with you specifically. But the play calling during the game is going to be changed to somebody else. I don't think Rodgers liked that. I think Rodgers went and defended his OC, his offensive coordinator. I don't think he said it's either him or me. I don't think any of that happened. What I do think is the owner said, what do you feel could be accomplished this year? Okay, do you think this team can make the playoffs? Can we make a run? We're 2-3. We have 12 games left. Are we able to pull, a playoff appearance? Maybe even win the division. How far do you think we could go? Now, Rodgers, very cocky, and rightfully so. He, RELAX, relax. Like he said so many times in the past, we got this. We'll take care of it. We'll get it fixed. Okay? Do you think Coach Saleh is able to coach this team that far? Now, he could have said right off the bat, yes. We have enough talent. No, I don't think he's good enough to coach with the talent we have. Maybe we can win in spite of him. I mean, there could have been any answers he gave. I don't think he came out and said, you have to get rid of him. Again, it's not him or me. It's either him or me. I don't think that happens. I do think he gets his point across where, hey, if we're coached a little better, if the players are held accountable, okay, which has been said in the past by Rodgers, if the team is prepared, okay, if the game planning is better, we win. Okay, so he kind of tiptoed around the idea of, hey, this team from head coach is not ready to play on Sundays. Okay, I think that's what happened. Now, Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee yesterday. And, you got to love Rodgers. You really do, because he could bring, any topic into his conversation on a show that's about sports. So basically, McAfee says, hey, okay, I see you're set. We're going to give you the floor. You can tell us what happened. Oh, you have your headset, your earbuds in. They're wired. So this way we don't lose the Bluetooth connection. There's not going to be any issues. And basically, he's like, you got to protect your brain. Going to, hey, you put that stuff in your ears, the radio waves could cause, damage to your brain. So already, there was off topic, but, not a conspiracy, but maybe a conspiracy theory thought on his part, but whatever. From what I saw of the press conference, or the appearance on Pat McAfee, he said him and Robert had a good relationship. He liked him a lot. He said Robert is a great human being. He has 7 children. I don't want to see this man lose his job. He's a family man, and all of that. Okay. He resented the fact that people are saying that he is the reason why Robert Saleh was let go. I don't know. Both Craig Carton, who always comes up with the scoops, I mean, he does. Okay, Carton comes up with these inside information and a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying, inside information where it's, fugazi or shady, but he seems to find the scoop out. Rodgers, straight-faced, blatantly said, no, that wasn't me. I didn't get him fired. I think it's actually a combination of both stories. Again, I don't think Rodgers went into Woody Johnson's office or got word that they were going to let Nathaniel Hackett be demoted or take away his play calling abilities. And he said it's either him or me. I do think he was questioned by the owner. Again, can we do this? Can we win this? Do we still have a shot? Definitely do, Mr. Johnson, or Woody, whoever he calls him. Can we win with Nathaniel Hackett as your OC? Yes, I believe so. Can we win as Robert Saleh as the head coach? Yes, but things need to be changed. This is not right, that's not right. It basically gives a laundry list of what's right and what's wrong, gearing towards more what's wrong. I agree with that. I think a change needed to be made. I don't think Rodgers went in there with an ultimatum. But I do think that Rodgers, his opinion, his input was a big factor into the decision. So that's how I feel like that. Listen, like I said, I like Robert Saleh. I did not know he had 7 children. I thought he had 4, actually. Like I said, he has a connection to 9/11. He had that ability on the sidelines as a defensive coordinator. He showed emotion. He showed no emotion on the sidelines as a Jet head coach. Only when it was a very, very good play or a win. Other than that, anything went bad, he just stood there. Almost like he's contemplating what's going on around me. And we've had enough head coaches on the Jets to do that. The other flip to this, the other side to this, you look at it and say, okay, Ulbrich is the interim head coach. No interim head coach has ever made the playoffs, I believe, in the history of the NFL. Okay. So that is, listen, things can change. I mean, if you brought in Bill Belichick as an interim head coach, you're going to say, well, things are going to change now. Ulbrich has never been a head coach. Speaking to people in the locker room, they said that he is well respected in the locker room. He's very well liked. The personnel likes him. But they also said that about Saleh. So I don't know. He will breathe some fresh air into this team. He will breathe a new positive energy. I think has been stale energy there. And I think he will get a few wins out of him. Now, with the demotion or the removal of Nate Hackett's play calling responsibilities, I don't know how that plays out with Ulbrich. I really don't. I don't know how Rodgers reacts to that. I don't know how the team reacts to that. I think on the offense, and my cousin Mikey said this, he said, now you're going to see the offense open up. Now you're going to see a new point of view in the offense. Now, this was before they removed the play calling abilities to Nate Hackett. Mikey has a little bit of a conspiracy theory that Rodgers was holding back just to get this move done and get Saleh out of there. I don't know why. Did he see something that he felt was impeding this team, was impairing this team, was holding this team back? I mean, obviously he was not a good head coach, but to the point where you would sabotage games, and I hate to use that word, but did that happen? Now, if you talk to me, third week in February, and I'm putting up, pictures from that big game, and I won't even mention the big game, and our team was in it, I'd say, you know what, whatever they did, it worked. But if this ends up being a 6-11 team, a 7-10 team, miss the playoffs, and then we have possibly Aaron Rodgers not coming back because of Hackett's demotion or whatever you want to call it, or the uncertainty of who the head coach is going to be. We're starting from square one again. We have been all in since last year with Rodgers, and won in spite of Zach Wilson, and really thought we were going to take a tear with Zach Wilson just because of the talent around him. I don't know what firing Saleh does to the offensive line. I don't know what Saleh being fired does to Garrett Wilson running the wrong route, or Rodgers throwing back shoulder and the receiver looks over his right. I don't know what that means. I don't know how that affects anything. I do expect a team to come out and win Monday night. They will win for their interim head coach. It will be, see, this is what we needed. And I don't think the team will do that purposely, but I think that's what will be the agenda behind it. But from where I'm standing, and I've never seen, in Woody Johnson's ownership, he has never fired anybody within between a year. And on the Jets, I think the last time a coach left mid-year was Lou Holtz back in the 70s. I believe it's like 3 or 4 games. The famous coach from Notre Dame who coached the Jets. So I don't know. They had Fireman Ed on one of the shows. I believe he was on the Pat McAfee show also. I love Robert, but I think this change needed to be done. The one thing I didn't agree with, and this is where it comes into where politics and sports collide, and they shouldn't. Politics, religion, and sports should never collide. Politics is politics, religion is religion, sports is sports, your home life is your home life, whatever. Joe Beningo does a podcast every week, and it was brought to a few people's attention that Saleh had a Lebanon flag on his shoulder, and it was said that might have been the ultimate reason why he was let go. Now, I do know Woody Johnson was the ambassador to London or wherever he was the ambassador to. He was basically part of why the Jets play there. I think he likes those international games. He wants it worldwide, like the commissioner, because the more popular the sport gets, the more money it makes. But I cannot see that being the nail in the coffin, so to speak. And for a few reasons. First of all, it's against the law. Secondly, the heritage patch, I believe, was put in a couple of years back, and he wore it a couple of years back as well. And lastly, if he was 4-1, would that even be a factor? Would somebody even bring that up? That, hey, he's got to watch what he's wearing on his shirt, on his sleeve, the message he's giving. Saleh did have the tendency to wear high school shirts from Staten Island and the tri-state area to basically, give kudos to either the coach or the team for doing something, or a player on the team getting acknowledgments. So I can't see that being a factor. Now, listen, stranger things have happened. It might have been a factor. I don't know. I just can't believe that it is or that it was. Bottom line is this. Okay, and I'm going to get to this, and I know I said I was going to do this quickly, but I'm back at the house. I got to get back to work. Bottom line is this. Saleh had a less than 500 record. He had a losing record as head coach for 3+ years. Okay, he is 2-3 in a season where he could be at least 3-2, if not 4-1. He has had the team not prepared or come out flat. Penalties galore, and when asked, he wanted to, his answer was to just kind of change what they were doing and not fix it, not hold them accountable. And I said this a few times. Rodgers' reaction was, no, hold them accountable. And then lastly, this change would have been made either end of last year or the end of this year coming up. So you make the change now at 2-3. Season is still very young. You get the spark, you get that little kick in the ass, and maybe, and this is a reach, we found our new head coach for years to come. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Antonio Pierce doesn't seem to be, taking care of business over in Oakland or Las Vegas right now, but he had them winning last year. He had them moving forward. But the target this year is to make the postseason. Woody needs a postseason appearance. Woody needs a home game in the playoffs. We have not played a home game in MetLife Stadium at all. The stadium now is in its 16th season. Okay, we haven't been in the playoffs since 2010, 2011 seasons. That's 13 seasons. And the last home playoff game that the Jets played in was in 2002 versus the Colts. You're talking 22, which is going to be 23 years. Okay? That cannot happen. That cannot be. So you put all your eggs in one basket in your 40-year-old quarterback. You put this new coach in. You fire the coach that's up there, and you go for it. Now, because this implode at the end of the year, we start over? Yeah, I mean, we can start over at the end of the year and Rodgers is not even part of the team. Or maybe they take strides and Rodgers is part of the team, and maybe they leave Ulbrich, or maybe they look for another coach. I don't know. Right now, from October 10th through whenever they stop playing, it's Ulbrich's team, and I think Rodgers is going to have a lot of say, more say than what he's had. I believe he's had a lot of say, the players he brought in, and we'll take it from there. I'm going to do another video probably Friday or maybe Sunday, but as of right now, Ulbrich is the interim head coach. Robert Saleh made a statement. Craig Carton said what he heard from the Jets. Rodgers denies that he got Saleh fired. Todd Downing is a new play caller. Nathaniel Hackett will not be calling plays during the game. And Devontae Adams is still not on the team. You're watching the Jets. You're watching The Takeoff, not the Jets. You're watching The Takeoff. My name is Alex. Subscribe to us on YouTube. The Takeoff is the account. The Jets Takeoff is the channel. At the Jets Takeoff, actually. On Twitter, tweet to us. At the Jets Takeoff is our Twitter account. And, of course, our email, thejetstakeoff@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your Thursday and Friday and the rest of your week. Have a blessed week, however you say it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you over the weekend.